Alright, so we're still pushing here. As you can see, we're going to keep pushing south. Eventually make our way around the capital there of Shanxi. Alright. One thing I didn't do, I should have done this way earlier. Disrupt national unity. So again, like taking those key victory points are huge, but they gonna go to the national unity. Once the national unity drops below a certain amount, the country automatically surrenders. And I've actually had situations in the past where you'll take all the victory points and yet they still won't surrender, and that's because their national unity is still up high enough. A lot of it just has to do with, maybe they have a lot of territory but only a couple victory points. So I just do that just to be safe. So look at you, cut right down through the middle there. Cut them in half. I'm gonna have to look into why my amphibious assault over there is not succeeding, because that's not working right. I don't know if that's a bug or I'm doing something wrong. Let's see here. I'm just looking to trade. Our money's getting really low, so I'm gonna stop exporting money. Figure out what we can cancel out here. One of the things I always try and be careful with is when you cancel out these trade agreements, it pisses off the other country. So I try not to do it with like America, for example. Russians I don't really care about, but I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but if you have good standing or relations with a particular country, and or you're aligned to the same faction, it actually you get more favorable trade agreements, which is nice. This is what sucks, is once you start getting in the game, like nobody needs energy, even though on the screen here it says they do. You offer these trade agreements for energy and nobody wants it. That's why when I first start, I try and rack up the trade agreements for energy. But it doesn't look like anybody wants one. That's great. There we go. Oh, very nice. Yeah, come on. Alright, oh, anyways. Got one trade agreement out of it, I guess. I'm still red on the money, but I'll just kind of watch it. Maybe I can sell some supplies or something if I need to. Alright. How we doing here? You don't want to let a cavalry division get attacked for too long because they can't really hold the ground very well. One thing I have definitely learned, it never hurts. For Christ's sakes, so annoying. I don't know why he really wants that island. Anyways. Don't ever assume you've got enough divisions to get the job done. I think it is far more important to over-concentrate, assuming the supply line's there, right? I mean, you can... What's kind of cool about this game, and also sucks, is you can actually send too many divisions into a combat zone. What I mean by that is if the supply, the infrastructure isn't properly supported, you either don't have a large enough front or the infrastructure sucks, then your guys could end up not having fuel or food. So there's that. But, okay, looks like so far so good here. But I always say, when in doubt, if capable, throw in as much as you can. I think it's better to maintain the initiative, keep pushing, keep the enemy on their heels, than it is to give them at least the opportunity to establish a defense or even a counterattack, because you were trying to be conservative in the number of divisions or resources that you were thrown into a particular battle. So as you can see here, I'm still shifting guys west into Shanxi, even though I don't necessarily need it, because you can see here I'm still pushing pretty effectively, but where these guys pop up? Oh, they're there. I mean, these are more guys that are just annoying than effective, but I got a boatload of divisions here. If I could ever punch through this one particular province, I could finally see. Look at this. So this is why I want to get them surrounded. Attacking across the river into that. I don't think it's not even an urban area. I think it's like mountainous or something. But it's been a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna move some of these guys south. I do also want to try and pre-position so I can hit communist China. How are we doing over here? One thing of note, if I hadn't previously mentioned it, when you're assaulting urban areas, don't assault with all of your divisions at once. What you want to do is rotate them in and out. So, for example, if you've got 6 divisions in a province, attack with 3 of them. And then as those 3 organizations start to get maybe halfway, engage the other 3, take the other 3 out of combat, and then just rotate them accordingly. Eventually you'll wear the enemy down doing that. Sure, this is awesome. Yay for the party. Okay. This like mud stuff doesn't really bother us. It doesn't affect us over here on the in the eastern plains. But you'll find, like, as you can see here, like, I mean, we've been in this urban combat since July, and we're still battling it out. But if you're rotating your divisions in and out, you can maintain that constant pressure. It doesn't give the enemy the opportunity to recover their organization or get reinforcements in there. Well, I think, yes, you could get the reinforcements in there, but they're not recovering organization or troops from the guys that were previously in there. So, how did I end up not putting a commander here? Well, that was idiotic of me. Okay. So for these guys, I mean, really for the HQ, it doesn't really matter who you put here. They don't really have that much of an effect on the organizational structure or bonuses. From the army group down is really where you want the solid commanders. Alright, good. Looks like everyone's connected. Just making sure right now all my cores are green, not red, which would mean they're too far away. Anybody else I can bring over? Got a couple militia there, but... Right now I'm just seeing if there's anything I can do to kind of finish off this battle here. If you notice in the minimap down the bottom right there, those waves, the dark areas is when it's nighttime. So I usually use that to initiate a battle. You don't want to initiate a battle at night, because typically, unless you have a commander that has the night battle trait, you'll suffer a penalty, which could really take the winds out of your offensive before you even start it. Whereas if you do like battle at 5 in the morning, right when it's daylight, if your characters have like commando or traits that allow you to do like ambush or trickery, you may surprise the enemy, and it can make a pretty significant difference on the battle. And you may even win it before it's even been started if you get those, you fire those events. Just seeing kind of who's in battle here. Making sure they're all connected to cores. See, here we go. I got some pack artilleries done. That's good. Pack artillery is really good for hills, mountains, and jungles, of which Asia is aplenty. So I actually find the normal artillery, there are areas where it's very effective, and I think it's definitely worth having some of your army having the normal artillery. But for your navy and your light infantry, the ones that you're going to be using in jungles and amphibious assaults, you definitely want the pack artillery. Sure, why not? Seriously, bro? I gotta be cramping my style. They offer these trade agreements when they see you're red. So like they see I need money, so they keep trying to give me say, hey, major victory! Awesome! I've never gotten 6 ribbons. I don't know what happens when that happens, but I've gotten 3. Sweet, there we go. We finally punched through there. About damn time. Alright. Hopefully this means the capitulation of Shanxi will be very soon. I'm going to save here because sometimes this mod has a tendency to crash you. So I just want to make sure. Alright, so I want to finish this around. One of the reasons I'm attacking them right now there, even though we're not doing much, is really just to kind of start the process of wearing down his organization. So that hopefully once I get this surround going and I can hit him from other areas, he'll already be somewhat worn down. This is taking a while too. And then amphibious assaults is worthless, man. It's not doing anything. See how some of those guys' organization's down now? So just kind of rotate them out. That way they can rebuild their organization. And then by the time the other guys that I just engaged, their organization is down, I can re-engage with those divisions. Nice. It's about time. 4 ribbons. We're almost to 2 more. Although I don't know how many more major victories we can accomplish here. So once we take that city, we'll have that port, which is excellent, because I don't want to have to be dropping guys off in the back end and moving them up to the front. I can just drop them off straight in that port there. And now we're going to hit the next city over once they're once they fully take that city. Almost there. There we go. Alright, cool. Gonna hit this guy from multiple provinces, which should make him capitulate a lot quicker than the other city province. Gotta wonder too, now that we control that port, if his supply throughput will be a little less effective. Although I doubt it, because we got control of the sea anyway, so he probably wasn't getting any supply from that port. But now that my air force is a little more recovered, I really gotta train up my air force, because they can't do much for very long. Granted, it's only like, what, 37? So the air forces as we know it in World War II, I don't think really took shape until 39. I want to say it was the Brits that in 39, when the war started, they still had a carrier that was operating prop, like the old World War I prop planes. I think that's correct. You know, I defeated that guy over there at Shanxi, and now he's back at it again. He moved guys up. He clearly knows what I'm up to, because he keeps pouring troops in there. What? Where's the major defeat at? Where'd that happen at, I wonder? Huh. Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I got sick and tired of waiting for my navy to do their thing, so now that I've taken that city, there's no point. Whatever, that's fine. I got the shore bombardment out of it, so it was worth it. Ah, more guerrillas. That's cool. Small caliber tank. I just go back and forth on whether I actually want to research any of the tank technologies or just buy them from the Germans. The problem is, like, when you buy licenses from other countries for research or to actually build, it tends to be really expensive. Honestly, like, to buy like a tank division from like the Germans is like 1,000 money or something. Really, really high. Alright, finally we took this spot. Alright, let's push. Here we go. Got a whole bunch of divisions here. Finally punched through. Now I'm going to go south a little bit further. Try and get either a complete surround or almost complete surround. And what's nice is now that I hit over here, any additional attack onto his capital will not be across a river, which is a significant difference. Again, if you're playing vanilla, river attacks really aren't that detrimental, but black guys, you get significant penalties from river attacks. Even if you have engineer brigades within your divisions that kind of help alleviate some of that penalty, it's still attacking across the river is a pain in the butt. Which, I mean, makes sense, right? I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't be. You have to kind of account for that when you're building in your strategy. That's why taking that province was so important. Let's see here. Okay. Punish the enemy. We don't want to punish the enemy. Alright, I need to get a division there, probably. Yeah, let's move him up. So there's the overall picture so far. Okay, well, sorry guys. Let's go sorry. We don't want to piss the Americans off. America! Embrace us with open arms. We are your friends. Alright, so we took that other city up there, by the way. Excellent. Okay, so I think we'll probably start shifting. Do I want to shift those guys west down to Shanxi to provide support, or do I want to start shifting back for the assault of the coast? One of the ways you can be successful in this game is you always want to think ahead. You don't want to think, okay, what's happening right now? You want to think, what's my next step? So, for example, down there with Shanxi, what am I going to do after I take Shanxi? And start trying as best as you can to pre-position some of your guys, some of your divisions. That way you can constantly be on the move, constantly have your enemy on their heels. Which I gotta admit, they're being a little pesky here. I didn't expect this sort of resistance here. It's been kind of a pain in the butt. Alright, so I'll be right back. Gonna take a quick break. Then when we come back, hopefully we'll finally crush Shanxi and then move on to bigger, better things. Thanks guys for watching. And as always, like and subscribe.